She said, my name is Pete. Once Stacy acquires the property, that's pretty much when I take over. So I get us through the closing. If we need to set up a new company or however we're closing on the deal, I'll set that entity up. And then once we've got that set up, is when I take over the management part of it as well. So we get the new tenants transferred over to our systems. We get new leases signed. And then once all that happens, then we just do the day-to-day operations as well. So I think what we're talking about today is managing it remotely. So once you've got it, if you already own one or if you've already closed on one, this is kind of how we manage it, remotely. Because where are we? San Diego now. We're traveling on the west right now, and we're still managing all of our facilities. So you've got to have, depending on the size of your facilities, how many doors you have is what's going to dictate how many people you need to help you. So with a small facility, you don't need much. We've got 11 facilities now. So I've got an office manager, I've got a boots on the ground person, I've got somebody answering the phones for me full time, and I've also got a backup call center to answer the phones if we miss it, or on the weekends when we don't want to work. So we've got that backup call center as well. So depending on where you're at in your journey, you may or may not need all of that stuff. You may need more, you may need less. But we'll basically go through all the tools and things that we do to manage it remotely. And then once you know everything that needs to get done, then you'll decide, okay, how many people do I need to actually do all that? With one facility, you probably only need one person. But once you scale up, you'll have everything that still needs to get done. So you'll be able to scale it up and then to start assigning those tasks to individual people and splitting it up. So we'll go over all that. For questions, there is a Q&A button probably towards the bottom of your screen somewhere. I think the Q&A is better than the chat because it'll show when we answered it. So if you can utilize the Q&A section, if you have a question, either now or throughout the presentation, just stick it in there. And then if we covered it, we'll just mark it on there. If not, I'll be sure to get to it before the end. So I'll get everyone's questions answered as we go through. So I think we're looking at me now, right? So basically when we close on the property, the first thing we kind of automate is moving people in and moving people out, and which also involves getting the contract signed. And with that is the software we use. The software handles pretty much that. So when you're looking for software, they're all going to do the basic stuff, but you got to be sure it can move people in, it can move people out, it can manage them while they're with you, and then also track their payments would be good. Like our payment processors integrated with our facility management software, so it's kind of all one and the same. It's not two separate systems. That was a real plus for me as well. So we use Store Edge is what it's called. There we go. This is the Store Edge demo account. So it won't have any personal information of real people anyway. There's a bunch of fake information in it, so we can kind of toy around with it and not worry about accidentally sharing people's information. So with this, you can move people in and move people out, all from an internet connection, essentially. So it's not a program that runs on anything. It's a web-based app. So as long as you have an internet connection, you can get to it from your phone, you can get to it from your computer, your tablet, whatever it is, you can access this dashboard as long as you have access to the internet.